The Indian Navy has deployed 12 warships east of the Red Sea, marking India's largest naval deployment ever in the region. So what led New Delhi to adopt such an aggressive policy? How is the Indian Navy flexing its prowess in global waters? The spillover of the Israel-Hamas war reached the Red Sea by November 2023, when Yemen's Houthis launched concerted attacks on more than 30 commercial naval vessels. While these attacks have not impacted India's trade, it has certainly crumbled the supply chain of the West and the UK.
We will not be considered a responsible country if bad things are happening around our neighborhood and we say I got nothing to do.
The deployment of naval forces in the Red Sea region could signal India's attempts to assume a greater responsibility in the region. But can it compete with China's might? In this video, we will tell you all about it. For decades, China and Pakistan remained New Delhi's focus while formulating defense strategies. However, as India's desire to establish itself as a global power expands, the Indian Navy has begun flexing its power in the international waters. Now, let's understand where exactly the Indian Navy has deployed its forces. 2 frontline ships in the Gulf of Aden, 10 in the northern and western Arabian Sea, and a surveillance aircraft. Over the past few weeks, you might have encountered these headlines. Indian Navy has investigated more than 250 vessels and small boats. The Indian Navy has recorded more than 17 incidents of hijacking. And indeed, for India, this comes as a matter of great pride.
एक तरह से ये हम सब के लिए बहुत ही गर्व का विषय है कि हिंद महासागर क्षेत्र में हमारी नौसेना की वजह से न सिर्फ सुरक्षित व्यापार यानी सिक्योर ट्रेड संभव हो पा रहा है, बल्कि इस पूरे रीजन में पीस एंड प्रॉस्पेरिटी को भी स्वाभाविक रूप से बढ़ावा मिल रहा है.
The Indian Navy is showcasing its international powers by conducting regular anti-piracy patrols. You may have noticed that pirate attacks have increased. But why so? Now, as navies have focused on Houthi attacks in the Red Sea, Somali pirates in this region have made a comeback. Indian naval forces have rescued a Sri Lankan fishing vessel and several Iranian vessels from pirates. Back in November 2023, when Yemen-based Houthi rebels targeted ships, the Indian Navy deployed 3 guided missile destroyers and reconnaissance aircraft. The action taken by the Indian Navy has highlighted our country as a proactive contributor to international maritime stability. So, how does the Indian Navy's deployment in this region make a statement against China? India hasn't joined the US-led task force for the Red Sea. Its presence in the Indian Ocean has deepened. On the other hand, China has deepened its presence in the Indian Ocean by securing infra deals with Bangladesh, Pakistan and Maldives. Beijing also wants to secure more naval bases in the Indian Ocean. And experts say that the growing competition with China is energizing India to acquire more advanced ships, submarines and aircraft and invest more in technology and infrastructure. If you look at India's defense budget, you will see how the Navy's share has rapidly grown to $72.6 billion in 2023 and has increased to 19% from about 14%. The Indian Navy is also building strategic partnerships through participation in joint exercises with other nations, not only in this region but beyond.